Okay, I'm an Odoo channel account manager based in San Francisco, and I work with the US and Canada market. Thank you very much for joining us. Today we're going to present Odoo Timesheet and his new V14 features. All right, a quick summary before to start. We're going to present you what is Odoo Timesheet, then we're going to focus on the new features, and at the end we will do a live demonstration. All right. So the main mission of Odoo Timesheet is to track your working time internally for your employees, but also externally for your clients. You're going to see a wide variety of features such as grid view, smart filters, and so on in this demonstration. You can also manage your employees. Odoo Timesheet will allow you to do some approval, reminder, or even grant access visibilities, capabilities on the platform. You can also work offline everywhere. That's something that is really important, especially when you want to track your time. With the Google add-on on Google Chrome, but you can also use our specific mobile apps on your smartphone called Awesome Timesheet. And obviously, when you are back online, the device will automatically synchronize the data to the database. And as everywhere in Odoo, you can report and analyze everything. In Odoo Timesheet, you will see a lot of reporting built in to help you to, I will say, analyze the data for billing, but also for leave management. All right, and now we're going to talk about the integration. So obviously, Timesheet is connected to project, that's a dependency, but you also can connect this timesheet to sales for billable hours invoicing your clients. You can also connect that to accounting if you want to manage the payroll and you want to pay your employees according to the time they spend with you. And also you can create that and connect that to HR if you want to manage your leave management, time off, and so on. Something that is quite unique in Odoo Timesheet, and I think it's actually the only apps that who have these specificities, is that you're going to have access to a single app called Odoo Awesome Timesheet, and that will help you to record your times from your device, from iOS, Android, from your smartphone, but also right away with your Google Chrome browser with a Google add-on that you can connect. All right, so now we're going to start with the new features on V14, version 14. And now the first one is that on the tasks level, you will be able to change the sales order item. So as you can see here, you can actually edit and change this item. You can also see the remaining hours. This is a current view. You will be able to see the remaining hours of the task right away on the display, based on obviously on the timesheet. Here you will be able to transfer one task to the other. For example, this one is it's a project field services, and you will be able to change the different tasks right away on your timesheet application. You can also see that now we just create a timer inside the timesheet application. So you can start and stop and record your hours right away on timesheet. You can also do that on task, and I'm going to show you that during the live demo. You have the hotkey. So when you play with your keyboard, you can actually record time just with the keyboard ABC and add the time that you need on different tasks per days and so on. Here we also have an optional field on the column on the list view. You can add some column, especially when you want to compare some information or just want to export, for example, the information on billable hours. And last things that is very important, especially for the manager, is that you are now to mass validate a lot of time in the same time. So you go in a list view, you tick the box, you go in action, and you can validate the whole batch in once. So now I'm just going to go into my demonstration. And because it's just one app, when I do that, I always like to show what is inside settings into a specific application. So I'm just going to go in settings and show you what is available in Timesheet. So in Timesheet, you can change your time encoding. Encoding unit, you can do hours, you can do days, so you can really change if depending of your business processes with your company. You can set a minimum duration, so when you click on your timer and you just select 1 minute, because of the minimum duration, it will be a 15-minute slot, and so on. You can also activate the timesheet application on your smartphone. You can add some timesheet here. You can select services, a product that I'm going to show you later on, and you can even set up some timesheet control reminder available for your employees, but also for your manager. All right, so I guess I'm just going to create a product now and show you a little bit what it looks like. So we're going to just click on product. And my goal right now is just going to create a simple services product and show you the invoicing policy. So I'm just going to click here. I'm just going to say it's a consulting offer. Well, that's my product. It's by hours, so I'm just going to say, okay, it's $100. And I'm just going to go into my sales. And under my sales, you can select the invoicing. And that's something is very interesting for me today is going on setting a services invoicing policy called timesheet on task. And also a service tracking. When I will sell this product, I want to make sure that it creates a task on an existing project. My existing project today will be office design. All right. So now I'm going to save it. My consulting offer is ready, and I'm going to actually just sell this product to show you that the sales is connected to the project, who is also connected to the task, who is also connected to the timesheet. I'm just going to create a quote. My clients today will be Deco Addict, and I'm just going to go under project, say that I'm going to do consulting offer. I'm going to say today that my quantity, so the hours I'm going to bill to my clients is going to be 20. So I will actually sell him 20 hours of my times for this specific project and sales order that I'm going to validate. So I'm just going to confirm the sales order. Let's say that the client sign or even pay a pack of 20 hours. And now you can see that you have quantity, deliver, and invoice. So if it go above 20 hours, you're going to be able to invoice more. And here, when I confirm the sales order, so the main order will be sales order 26. That's going to be the one I'm going to focus on. You're going to see that now I have a project assigned and also a task assigned on this sales order. So if you go on the project overview, you can see right here that you have actually a sales order 26 available in this task, in this project, and this is a new task. It's also called sales order 26. And you can see here as a new features that now it's available on sales order item. So it's really connected. The sales order is connected to the task. You can assign someone. I would say I will assign myself, which is Mitchell today. And as you can see here, you're going to have new features. You have new features here. That's a timer that I was talking about. It's one way to record your time. So you're going to just click on your timer, stop, and let's say, okay, I work 30 minutes on this. And yeah, I just worked 30 minutes on this. And you can see here that without having to set anything, the system pulled the information from my sales order to my task because my initial plan hours was 20 because I sold him 20 hours. So on this one, actually it was by hours. So instead of being 30, it was, there we go. Let's just say we have 3 hours instead of 30. So now you can see the progress of 15% on my initial plan hours. And that's it. I just wanted to show you one way to record the hours through the timesheet, through the project application under the task. Just going to put this in progress. And I'm going to go now into timesheet because I want to show you the features that we have. As you can see here, we also have a new timer available here. And you can also see that under my timesheet, I will be able to see my hotkey right away here. So you can just click on the hotkey, let's say A, and you can see that clicking on A on my keyboard, it will actually start my timesheet. You can describe the activity and stop it, and it will actually record the time on this Friday. Minimum of 15 minutes again. On this part, it's very important that you see that we have access to smart filters, we have access to group by. So for example, I want to see the group, I'm going to group by project, and you're going to be able to see all the group available of project available with Mitchell. So he's working right now on these 5 different projects. Okay, so I'm just going to remove this filter and show you now that I show you 2 different ways. So you can use this timer, you can use a timer of task, but there is also 2 different ways to actually record your times through the awesome timesheet apps available on your new smartphone. As you can see here, you can just connect that to your database, have access to your project or office design, and select, for example, the sales order 26 that I just sold, and say, okay, I work 2 hours on this one, and I'm just going to save it. And I will save that automatically to the database. And the last way is to record your time through your browser. On Google Chrome, you have an add-on that you can create, and same way than the apps, record your times, select your times, and see some report. And this is very specific for Odoo Timesheet. All right, so I'm just going to go back to my main screen, show you a couple of new features. For example, the validation. If, for example, I'm the manager and I want to validate the time of my employees, you can go on the list view now and just say, okay, I want to manage the time. I want to, let's say, validate the time of Anita and Beth, and I'm just going to click on that, go in action, and validate that time. It was for this week in September. All right, so now it's validated. And that's something very useful, especially if you want to mass validate a couple of timesheets in the same time. And now I'm just going to click on reporting and show you that simple example on the reporting size. Here is just a reporting by employees. You can have reporting by project, task, billing type, and more if you want to play with the filters. On the employees report, you can see that you have a lot of different views. For example, a grid view. So if for example, I want to check the time of Mitchell in September, I can just go on the Mitchell time and click on it, and it will actually drill down to all of his time in September. All right, and then, for example, also you can have access to graph, chart. For example, here, this is the time of all my employees who work in my company, and you can classify that by project, for example. So you're going to be able to see that my employees are mostly working on my orange project, which is office design, and my research and development project, which is the light blue color on that chart. All right, so that was it on Timesheet. And I just want to show you 2 little things before to finish this demonstration. The first one is now if I come back on my task, on my office design project, you can see here on my sales order 26 that I have progress because I actually record a couple of times on this specific timesheet, on this specific task also. And you can also have access to the sales order from here. And here you're going to be able to see that I already delivered 5 hours. I have no invoice hours yet because I didn't create any invoice. Something that is very important, and especially for your clients, is that they can see their own project and own task through a portal access that we give that you can give for your clients. So if you click on Customer Preview right here, and we go back on the main screen, your customer are going to be able to portal access, and they can see their quote, sales order, invoice, but project and task. So if I'm a customer, I will go on my task and actually go on my sales order 26, for example, here, and you will be able to see the actually timesheet on the task that when Mitchell worked on my specific project. And you are also able to communicate with the chatter right away from the clients to you. All right, so that was the link with the website. And now I'm just going to go back to employees and show you the link with HR. So on that part, let's go, for example, with Michel. You're going to be able to see that HR is connected to Timesheet in some ways. When you go in HR settings, for example, you have timesheet cost. So you can define the cost of your employees with the employees' apps. And that will be helpful if you want to link that to payroll, for example. And last more things, and it's I actually went on my time off apps earlier, and I just said that I'm going to take a day off next week, next Monday. And you can see that now on my timesheet, linked to Michel. If I go, for example, next week, right here, you're going to be able to see that I have actually a time off next week. And it's linked to Timesheet because you can add a line and actually change that or even apply that for following days. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you appreciate the event, the demonstration, and enjoy the rest of your Odoo experience, and have a great day.
Wilfred, thank you so much.
Thank you, Lee.
It was very interesting. A lot of things. So you can do a lot of things with timesheets.
Yeah, absolutely. You can do a lot, and yeah.
We have a very engaged audience today, and they already asked a few questions for us.
Okay.
First one, is there a cost for the mobile app?
So there is no cost for the mobile apps. It's included into the subscription. So we have a mobile apps for odoo.com, but you also have a mobile app only for Timesheet, and there is no cost for that. So you can go on your Apple Store or Android Store and just download the app and using it and connect that to the subscription on Odoo Enterprise. Yeah.
All right, great. And they're also asking about the Community Edition. Is Timesheet available in the Community Edition?
So yes, Timesheet is available in the Community Edition. However, there are going to be a little bit less features. For example, if you want to use Studio, configure Studio is not available in Community. So you can use Timesheet in the Odoo community, but you have some restriction in terms of capabilities of the app. But you have access to the source code, so you can still do some pretty amazing things with it. Yeah.
But perhaps the functionality is not going to be, of course, not out of the box. So it's a matter of more resources in terms of cost and
yes, that's the key is that you want to check the functionality in community, compare it with functionality in enterprise, because you don't want to spend too much time on developing something that is already available in Odoo Enterprise. So yeah, make the comparison. The are available, so we can you can check that on our website.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, in terms of the day-to-day workflow, they're asking about timesheet reminding to validate, like on a daily basis, on a weekly basis.
So you can define when you want to validate your timesheet. And you can also set reminder. So
Okay.
you can get some reminder for your employees or for your manager to remind you to validate the timesheet. This is really important, especially if you want to be in compliance. So you want to make sure that every week your manager receives an email to say, hey, validate the timesheet, because the accountant needs to send an invoice to the clients. So it's important.
Great segue, actually, because they're asking us about being able to send an invoice in an easy way, like attaching a PDF report.
Yeah, what do you mean? So you validate the timesheet, it actually triggers the task inside the project, and when the accountant have just open the invoice, and then on the invoice you can attach a PDF with a description of the timesheet of the week. So you can really, when you send an email to the clients with Odoo, you can attach some document and more information about the timesheet. Also, talking about the clients, you can decide to grant access, and I think I showed that a little bit on the demo. You can grant access to a client so the clients can see the description of the task, which means that he can exactly see what my consultant spent to his project, and with the description, the time, and even the rate if needed.
Okay, great. And is Timesheet able to be used without other apps? Can they just download Timesheet?
So yeah, it's a good question. You cannot use Timesheet alone. Timesheet needs project to work. Project and Timesheet is one single app, but Timesheet is a module. So if you want to download Timesheet, automatically the system will download project and Timesheet, and this will count as one app. So if you just want to use that, it's free on our website.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Great. And in terms of the timer feature, I think you covered this in the presentation. But they want to review what's the main purpose of the timer.
So the purpose of the timer is just that you can actually, in different screens, you can do it on Google Chrome, you can do it on your phone, you can do it right away on the timesheet or on the task. You can actually start the time and just do something else, let the tab open, and then when you are done with your task, come back to the tab online and just stop. And that will just be a nice feature to have, the timer. Obviously, you can change the time, but it's just like something that we add to just make the timesheet apps more appealing, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's very convenient too, right? It's just an easy extension. It's browser based.
It's very very easy to use, and I would say that the fact that we can have a mobile apps plus a Google Chrome make the big difference. Obviously, you can work on Odoo just using this timer, but the fact that you have access to this wide variety of application to record your times is something very useful. Yeah.
Great. Connecting timesheets to work orders.
Okay.
Can you describe the flow again for our viewers, please? There's a few questions about
I didn't show the flow, but that's an excellent question, especially when you are doing manufacturing and you want to record the time of your specific employees on the work center, which is it's a whole different demonstration in manufacturing. We have one colleague who work at Odoo, who actually developed an application. It's on the Odoo store, who actually connect timesheet with work order. So that's available. It's part of the Odoo offer. But obviously, because of each industry have different processes, we cannot need to review and help you to connect that. By default, it's not available, but we do have a lot of clients who actually connect timesheets with project to the work center. So instead of having just one cost for the whole work center, you're going to have the cost of every single employees. So you can really define a very specific cost analysis when you finish your work order. So obviously you need some configuration. Feel free to contact me. I will try to help you in that way. wju@odoo.com, wju. And I will try to help you in any way that I can to connect this to application. But you have to keep in mind that it's not out of the box. Yeah.
Perfect. Now, the integration with time off and leaves application, that is out of the box, right? Can you confirm that?
That's out of the box completely. So I show it a bit on the demo. Is basically you're going to have two ways to create your time off. The first one is you go on time off. You just say that I'm gonna take holidays next week on Monday, and that will be available on your timesheet. But you can also do the same way on the timesheet, record the time off. Yeah.
All right. Perfect. Now, maybe, I don't know if you have any tips or tricks to make first-time users more proficient with the Timesheets app, like something that they should keep on top of their minds.
I mean, if you start a project and your employees are only going to use a couple of apps and timesheet, definitively, I think you should spend 5-10 minutes to record a video, just show your mouse and show the different possibilities to record your time, explain your user, explain your employees how to use the application, how to record the time, and also because you just don't want to give them the record features. You also want to give them the reporting features, and you want to make sure that they can check their time. They have an overview of their month. They have an overview of their clients, project, and so on. So you want to make sure that they can also use reporting because they can create their own reporting with their own time. Obviously, you will make visibility access rules to make sure that they can only see their time, but it's completely available. And if you do that, then they will be able to use the record features, but also the reporting features. So they will be more involved in Odoo Timesheet to kind of use the application. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Wilfred, thanks again.
Thank you very much, guys. And enjoy the Odoo experience for the last few hours. And thank you for participating to this demo.
Yes, stay tuned for what's left, and thank you for being a part of the virtual booths. It's very exciting to see all the conversations happening there.